So good afternoon everybody, myself Acharya Vishvendra. I was just discussing about hyperdimensional involvements. I discussed various cases related to first scientific world. I discussed the case of benzene as discovered by Kekulé, then Albert Einstein as concerned with the photoelectric effect, Nikola Tesla as concerned with the AC generator, Ramanujana as concerned with number theories. Then I talked about Maya, illusion, Sage Vishwamitra, Minka. So one thing is clear from our discussion till now, that truth of life is beyond the five senses and beyond the reach of a common person. A common person is trapped in a cycle to enjoy food, water and reproduce. So a general person in life has tendencies inside him to enjoy the physical aspects of life. By hook or by crook, by doing anything, even by robbing people, even by lying, by hook or by crook, he just wants three-level satisfaction, which is food, water and reproduction. That's why everybody is aspiring for, and everybody is trying his or her best to get those things. But for those people which are able to think beyond the physicality and are well able to penetrate into the metaphysical dimensions of life, there are certain points of concern. These people normally, they are generally sad and always unhappy, always frustrated, because they are in a position of drifting from physicality to the metaphysical dimensions of life. And physicality turns them toward themselves, metaphysically attract them toward it, and they are in a certain sort of oscillatory motion between physical and metaphysical dimensions of life. And that oscillation leads to dissipation of energy, and they just have self-doubts, they don't know what the hell is going on with them. Physicality gives their own logic, metaphysicality have their own logics, and they are just confused about whom to follow. It seems to them like they are internally split into three things, and all of them have their own thoughts, own belief system, own dominances, and each one trying to dominate the other. The question arises what to do, because there exists a certain time in your life when you are simultaneously suggested in three different directions, three mutually independent directions, which are suggested by the triode of energies, and you don't know where to go. You move to one side, then you will think like, oh, it's not okay, let's move to the other side, and you just keep on roaming around here and there. Now at that point there comes the question that which path should you follow and why. At that time you start doubting yourself, and you start feeling that what you considered as you, when observed very minutely, is made up of different things and is fundamentally composed of the three energies. As said in Hinduism, these are the three devas, or Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, that is normally said in Hindu mythology, which maps with the theory of personality as said in psychology by Sir Sigmund Freud, id, ego and superego, which also maps with proton, neutron and electron as the structure of atom is concerned. So if we try to map things in this way, then there is a correspondence between science, psychology and spiritualism. Three things, positive, negative and neutral. They maps to the energies as said in Hindu mythology. They maps with the theory of personality as id, ego and superego as proposed by Sir Sigmund Freud. And they maps with the structure of atom, which is comprising of proton, neutron and electron. So there is very interesting analogy between these three things. So according to mythology, everything is governed by the triode of energies, and according to science, every atom is composed of electron, proton and neutron. So there is a mapping, electron has negative charge, proton has positive charge, and neutron is neutral. So they perfectly maps with the description of energy as described in mythology. So we can say that there is a correspondence between science and mythology. Or in a way we can say that science, as per we know, all the information that science has, all the verified and classified information that science has, it is from a global information source. Just think how some scientist came to decode the laws of universe. His mind-brain system gets connected to certain hyperdimension from which he downloaded the information or the idea, and he started working on those ideas, and on the basis of experiments he came to know certain things. But what instantiated that idea in that particular scientist? So that is hyperdimensionality. So in that way we can say that everything that has developed, everything fundamental, everything that has some substantial impact on human civilization has its roots in hyperdimensionality. But it is accessible only to certain specific people whose DNA supports it out. Everybody is not having the DNA to think beyond the physical level of life. Only certain people can have access to the hyperdimensions of life. As you can feel yourself, only those people who can have access to the hyperdimensions will be able to relate with me, will be feeling comfortable in going to beyond physical dimensions. And if you are a normal person, then you must have started feeling fear, anxiety, depression, and negative vibes, and you won't be able to cope up with those things, and you will try to avoid this video. So it's especially made for those who have the curiosity to think beyond the physicality and can bear the brunt of negative emotions which occur when you move from the physical to the metaphysical dimensions of life. So my purpose behind these videos are just for those who have a well-established thinking process and who like to think with an open mind, with an unbiased mind, who like to explore, to learn new things, rather than being trapped in a certain belief system just to make people happy, just to make your life stress-free. These videos are meant for the seekers of the truth. So just refer to the videos if you have the guts to seek the truth, to know it, and to make some purposeful creation in this life. So we can, analyzing all the things, we can say that hyperdimensionality has its roots behind every fundamental invention. Certain examples I gave, like that of benzene discovered by Kekulé, then photoelectric effect explanation as given by Albert Einstein. Then I discussed about Ramanujan, then Nikola Tesla, then I discussed about sage Vishwamitra. So from all these examples, I am trying to say that the fundamental source of information is always hyperdimensional. You must be knowing that theory says everything started from that zero. But it sounds like a story to me. There must exist something beyond that, before that zero. Because it's quite illogical to think that something can create out of nothing. So if universe had illogical starting, then how something can be logical in the universe? So it seems like these are just informations being fed to our mind, and reality is something else. And the analytical brain that we consider as the fundamental source, it is not able to know the entire of universe. Whatever we consider as we know is a minuscule in the entire universe. Just like there is more than 99.9999% empty space in an atom, in the same way what we just know is nothing as compared to what exists. So I'll continue in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.